Oh, welcome back, my gardening friends, to sunny Atherstone. I need to get and have a look at my Jerusalem artichokes. Amanda Moo has already revealed some of her Jerusalem artichokes and they looked quite good. Pop and have a look at her channel. Last season I nearly lost my Jerusalem artichokes because I flooded them. This year I let them dry out, so I was thinking about using this water feature that I put holes in previously for the mint, but being it's round we lose a lot of space. So because I was lucky enough to get hold of 4 more scaffold planks, they're not full length, so they're no good for the scaffold beds, but it's an ideal opportunity to raise up my square foot gardening beds. Whether I put the slope on them or not, depending on how many planks we've got left, and create a permanent bed here for the Jerusalem artichokes. We've got a permanent bed here for the asparagus. So that's a little project. I'll be taking some of this soil out because it's really good stuff, because we don't want to be burying it, and I can use it in some of the other beds and then we can build the layers up again. But for now we need to reveal the Jerusalem artichokes grown in a container in soil, compost, my magic mix, and compare the harvest from the Jerusalem artichokes grown in a container of stones. There might have been a little bit of organic material in there. Jason caught me out from Clive's Conundrum Garden, but I need to get these out. They've been soaked, wet, dried, but it'll be interesting. I've grown potatoes in stones before and it's worked really well. Don't want this video to be too long because I'm filming it on the Sunday morning, and hopefully you'll watch it Sunday night. If not, you'll be watching it Monday. Storm Babette has made its mark on the allotment, but having raised beds is a lot easier to work on, and we've had about 100 millimeters of rain. We decided to put the soil in those buckets. So we'll start off with the Jerusalem artichokes grown in a bucket of stones. It might be just a wee bit early, but need to get them out really. Well, I can't see anything at the moment. Some nice ones there. Those are the sort of size I like. Those are getting on the bigger side, but we can always cut them in half. But you must not put the soil back onto your beds. You need to reuse everything that you get or grow in Jerusalem artichokes. They're the ones we love, because the slightest bit of root and they'll have taken over your garden. And I'm going to have to make sure I don't put some stones in there thinking the Jerusalem artichokes. So we'll get all that sorted, won't bore you. And as you can see, this plant labels, bits of foil, large bricks. Not a brilliant harvest, maybe they needed longer, but it's been a funny old year. They've come out looking nice. We'll have a little close up later on. So these were sown on the 11th of February this season, 2023, and I managed to save enough. I didn't harvest them, I left them in the ground, they got wet, went rotten. What I normally do is reuse the compost and replant them. As you can see, we've already got a few there. Lots of activity. I always pick the best, but these won't grow anymore. If anything, they'll start regrowing. So let's have a little fertile in here. You can certainly see these were abused over the summer, too dry a lot of the time. I've grown them in containers because I like the small ones. If you grow them in open ground, you will get massive ones. Beggars can't be choosers, so let's get the rest out. So on the left, a bucket of stones, on the right in the container. I've picked a couple out that I'm going to pop back into that container with the soil that we've took out, and then when the bed here is ready, I can empty it out. Like I said, I'll take some of that soil out. It's got manure in, I'll add it to another bed, and then we'll build it up a couple of layers and get it to a height that's easier to work against. These are only 2 scaffold planks high, which are okay. If I can get it another 1 or 2 with the slopey bit, so that we can always put a little bit of a cold frame on it over the winter. More for these, of course, not for the permanent bed. That'll help me out in the future. Well, it's a little bit chilly, but the sun's coming up now. I've got another hour or 2 before I get back home to do the garden makeover. Do a little bit more. Storm Babette has filled every barrel up that I've got on my growing spaces, and that's very unusual for the end of October 2023. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.